Okay, let's see here. Hopefully we are recording now. So some of you guys are having some issues with finding peer-reviewed journals. We do have a fairly decent library system that will help you. And I've offered this link onto Folio on a few occasions, but given the problems that people are having, sorry about that. I wanted to close that. I wanted to make sure that there was a thing recording here so people could not say that they did not know, because I've been having to lead people, handhold people through this experience. So what you will want to do if you're at Georgia Southern, and for those people who are using a similar system, it might work for others as well. But for Georgia Southern students, you will want to see something like this: library.georgiasouthern.edu. That takes you to this whole page. Search for resources. This is a good place to be, but let me show you some other stuff that's right, that could be helpful. You can do a search for journal title, like so I'm a hypnosis person. So let's see if there's any journal titles that are in there. You can find, hopefully there's something. Okay, so this, by typing it in under journal finds, you'll see various journals that we subscribe to, including online access, etc. It may say that it's in the library. It may say that it's an online access. But if you know specifically what you're looking for, you might want to use that. This is a Guild find. So if you don't, you also can use the course reserves. I don't think there's going to be there shouldn't be anything on hypnosis. Here's another Guild find library catalog. But you can also, I'll just go here. Here's the list of all of the databases that we have. It's a lot of databases. It's like 90-something database, probably more than 90-something databases. Oh, I'm sorry, it's 303 databases that you can go through. You can do a search on things that are specialized. Here's 18 on assessment, 7 on Arabic, database types, etc. Open access tend to be good. I don't think you're going to mostly need that one. You can do a search on all of this, but it's a fair amount of stuff. So that's if you click on your databases, because you maybe have a preference. A to Z of journals. You can do a search on here and get information. You might be able to find something there. This should help you find. Again, we're going to just use hypnosis as a thing for library catalog. See what pops up. So here we've got 594 hits for the word hypnosis. Of this, 594. So we've got, let me see what we have here. You can see what's available. Available in the library, full access online, 380. 10 journals, 6 audios. I'm kind of curious, what do we have audio-wise? So, okay, cassettes, whatever. But most of there's motion soundtrack, so it's hopefully. Okay, so books. All the books we have on hypnosis, okay, that's going to be kind of interesting. Forensic hypnosis. So all these things are there. You can do the search on anything. It doesn't have to be hypnosis, but that just happens to be one of my interest areas. So videos for people who needed to have that, you've got that available too. There's 45 of those. But most of these things, you do not need to even go to the library, because apparently everybody wants to do everything from their dorm room and nobody knows how to use the library anymore. But either way, you can have all of this access, and these are all considered scholarly. So here's another resource, which is actually the one I encourage everybody to look into. I'll still use hypnosis. Use this concept of discover, which does articles, books, etc. So we're going to type in discover. So I click on discover. Again, we'll just do hypnosis because that's my area. Or hit search. Wait for search to come in. Okay, so now you have 223,000 or 100,000 hits for the keyword hypnosis. Okay, of these, there are over 112,000 things in academic journals. Okay, so since we're trying to deal with peer review, let's click this button here. So this is scholarly and peer reviewed. So let's click that and see how that narrows it down. It should narrow it down by a bit. Should knock out those magazines. So now we have over 95,000 hits. Okay, so let's just look at what we've got a little bit here. Okay, so here we've got a fair amount of them are academic journals. Got some reviews. The magazines probably aren't going to be super helpful. Reports could be helpful. You have to actually look and investigate. Books, conference materials, ebooks, and quite frankly, the rest of these are probably not going to be very helpful. So that was just knocked it down to scholarly peer review. Okay, so now let's do another hit, because some of these things are not going to be super, might not be available online. And I know nobody will go to the library to check. So here we've got another hit, online full text only. Okay, let's try this. Well, how does this narrow it down? Okay, actually, I guess it didn't narrow it down that much. That's fine. It actually didn't narrow it down at all, but that's fine. So either way, it's asking you to log in. I'll look in one of these other things. So log in for full access. Okay, cool. I'm down with it. This is just slow. All right, so I've logged in. Now all of these things are available for free. And you can do, so I will just show you what's going on here. Okay, this basically means that this title is basically anxiety reducing effect of hypnosis. So here we are. We have a peer-reviewed journal that is super easy to deal with. And on the side, you can download it to your Google Drive, add it to a folder, print it, email it to yourself, save it, cite it. Oh, let me show you citation. Look, clicking the word cite. Here we go. Now, I would recommend this part here. I'm sorry, here. Let's do a better hit. Okay, here. Okay, so some of these have this link. This link will only work if you are logged in on that cookie, the same cookie that's in your computer. That is not one that another person will be able to use and to find it and be able to access it. So that's that's required for the American Medical Association and a few others. If you see APA, this is APA. So we've got the name of the people, year, title, journal article, volume and issue, and then the page numbers. That's good enough for what we need to do. So, but let's continue on. You also have lots of other options. Let's see what else. See all these options. But like I said, the search thing, anytime that uploads to my software, I don't use it. I have to delete it because it's not part of the standards. So anyway, we can close this. So another option for people who want to for people who use Endnote software, which you can get for free from Georgia Southern, is you can also export the link, export it to RSI format, download it, and then basically import it into Endnote. Now I know it's already been imported into my Endnote because I use this as an example for another one of my students. This is Endnote. Hold on. So, colonoscopy. Oh. Where you can, this is basically a way for you to download all your stuff. Here is Endnote. Here's the thing that link would have uploaded into. So here is all of this material. None of this you had to do a single bit of information on, although you do need to eventually probably just delete that, at least for APA, because sometimes Endnote will try to force it into it anyway. So yeah, save the references, that's fine. So that allows you to, I'm going to try and, sorry, now you can see all my personal stuff. So that's now selected. And if you use Endnote, like I said, you can get it for free. It's really easy to use. You can just say, okay, well, I'm going to insert that citation. Okay. So I'm now doing that. Let's try to cite something else. But if you notice, all I did was click insert citation because I had selected it in the database. This part here is the part you would put at the end of that sentence, whatever sentence. And it, as you saw, it totally generated a new reference for you. So let's pretend that you need to upload add another reference. I don't know. We're not doing, we'll choose to not doing. Maybe we should do anxiety. Oh, stop it. It's because it's now it's not seeing all the references. Okay, so we're gonna see if, oh, stop it. Okay, we're just gonna have to, nobody asked for your opinion, Endnote. It just doesn't like the fact that there's no anxiety in here. Okay, so let's grab eeny, meeny, miny, mo. Okay, so let's grab this thing here. So let's say the next thing we need to do, whoops, yeah, no, this is exactly where I want. Okay, so let's say I have to add another thing. Okay, so here is another sentence. So now we just added another one, insert select citation. It just added it automatically. This right now is formatted to what's called Frontier Science. So let's just cite it to APA. So there you go. I just went up to here, clicked APA 6, and it basically reformatted it. On APA 7, that's fine too. There, now it's APA 7. You want Harvard? There, Harvard 7. Want MLA? Not that you would here. It automatically generates to that. This is super, super easy. It took me it's much easier on this version than when I was learning it 20 years ago. But again, this is completely free to use. Or I'm sorry, it's completely a free download. When you are no longer a Georgia Southern student, you would have to pay if you wanted to upgrade it. But anyway, back to this. So now you have, so going back to this thing. So look at this, look off here, PDF full text. Here is the total, the thing right here. You can continue on. So this is super, super easy. That's why I have this, apparently I'm having to record this thing because nobody seems to be getting it. So, okay, so you don't, come on, results list. I'm trying to get back to my results list. Okay, so you can do the same thing with this one. You know, it's not that challenging. If you know what author you want to use, I'm going to use somebody I know. I'll use Zoltan, my friend Zoltan. So I can do a search for him. Let's see. Oh, there we are. So this is a guy I know. All I did was put in the author stuff, and he came up with 100. Well, not all of them are most likely him, but I do know this one is because I also know this Dr. Elkins person. So let's say I just want his hypnosis work, because he does have. There's a lot of people here that aren't him. So I'll do an advanced search for Kekix. Love you, Zoltan, but I can't pronounce your name. And hypnosis, because, or do hypnosis and hypnotherapy. Whatever, I'll do subject terms or whatever. That'll be fine. He should pop up. So instead of 180 something things, I got knocked down to 18. And there you go. Oh, I should probably actually download this. I have no idea what he actually does or what he actually studies. But yeah, and everything is from the 5 years, does 18 hits. So let's see. So one of the ones that we worked on for module 2 was tetrachromacy. There we are. Okay, so no, don't do that. Tetrachromacy. Now, and we can change that from author, because that's not related. Work with me here. Okay, so a lot of people are having issues finding a thing for that. So changing search term subject for that, go. And we just get to wait. Okay, so subject terms. This is one right here. See, if we just did keywords, or actually let's do subject title, because I know something came up in the title. Okay, so that was just me searching in the title. Sometimes you may have to play around for all text, title, subject, whatever. But anyway, you do a hit on that. Here is another one. This was one I actually recommended several students go to, tetrachromacy. So there we go. Here is a thing that I told a lot of people to go to. You could go to the full text from Science Direct. Again, free to go to. Okay, so here we go. Now we've got this situation. Now you can find it, download it, cite it through on this side. Let's see, now how do we, okay, so I will try to show you how to do request via interlibrary loan. Not sure if it's going to let me. So you log into Iliad, hopefully with the correct password. Whatever. Oh, Lord. Who knows at this point what it is? Okay, so apparently I just have my password on. Fine, update password. So let's say we don't have something that you need, but we don't have. You can go to the request interlibrary loan, which you just saw me log in on. And then you put in this photocopy request. You fill out all this stuff, and then you hit submit request. I don't actually need this, so I'm not going to submit it. But once you submit it, they'll go and try to find it for you. So you can also see it'll send you a message saying when it gets there. So I don't have anything coming or going, but history requests. So you can see the history. I've had to do this because most things couldn't show up. So this is basically how, when I say request, try to get peer-reviewed journals, this is not even that hard. It doesn't require a degree in research. They make it pretty easy, unlike how it used to be. You can easily, I've literally done written a 20-page paper in less than 12 hours. I wrote my thesis proposal, which is 50 something pages right now, in a matter of just a few hours, because this basically made research so bloody easy that I could just go in and do it. Since I'm asking people to write smaller papers, and I'm not even asking for a lot of research things, it's super easy to do. Let's see. Okay, so I could do a search on that. We can find searches on basically anything. So I'm hoping that this helped at least a little bit in creating, finding ways of doing research, because I've been having to handhold an awful lot of people about this, and I'm kind of really tired, because I was told that it's part of the Georgia Common Core curriculum that you were required to have learned this. I reached out to a science teacher who's teaching in Atlanta right now, and he said his students are learning this in high school. So I've also confirmed with one of the local school boards that yes, they are supposed to have been taught that. You were not supposed to have necessarily been taught APA 6. You were supposed to have been taught it a slightly different way, but that's really minor. While I'm discussing APA 6 or APA anything, Purdue OWL. Let me introduce you guys to something called Purdue OWL. Okay, so Purdue University has this pretty good writing lab, which is basically the standard to doing this stuff. Let's see. So what they do is they try to keep an update. You can just seriously search for OWL, Purdue, that's it, APA. Now they will show this and show you how to do an APA formatted paper. Every single part. You could potentially have them generate a source for you. Try to avoid use of websites because they pretty much suck. Here is how to do fonts. Just use font 12. I mean, it's at least for me, because it makes my life easier. I don't care. I personally, at the 1000 level, don't super care about this title page. If you want to do it, that's fine. I'm not really big on it. I don't really care. I'm not that OCD. But here is an example for a student paper versus a professional paper in APA 7. I don't really strongly care if it's APA 6 or 7 at this time. I'm mostly concerned about stuff like minimums. Abstract, if you want to put an abstract in, that's fine. It's not really necessary for a 1000 level course. Besides, this is how you do an abstract. You don't have this is on its own page. What else is in here that I need to do? And individual resources. So it would be when I ask for pages of information, page size. That does not include a title page. That does not include your reference page. That does not include your abstract if you have one. It's just exclusively content. As far as the in-text citations, like I said, this is again for APA 7. I don't care about the freaking cookies. So here is how you cite in stuff. Pages. When I do pages, that's fine. Some things it's harder to do pages on, but that's how you do it. Footnotes, endnotes. Okay, articles and periodicals. That's really what you're probably most interested in. So basic form. So here's how to do it. Your authors, year, title of journal, title periodical, volume, issue, pages. That being said, you see this thing right here, this DOI number? Not every place has it. That's why it says, if a DOI has been assigned to the article, you should include it. This part about use the URL of the website you are retrieving it from, that is only in a specific case. Now, the thing here is that you guys are going to be accessing it from, most of what you're going to be accessing is going to be also that are always also in print journals. So don't worry about the website. Some of it will try to load you up on a database search, but if they're not really valid, so you don't necessarily have to put that website. There are cases where you will have to put a website in, and that would be tend to be somewhat specific information because maybe that thing just hasn't been put into a print journal. Let me see if I can't pull something up. So I am currently working on, yeah, you see my incredibly messy desktop. Yeah. So this is what I'm currently working on, this current thing. So if you look at the references on my list, this guy, these two, as far as we can tell, has not been published in a print journal. So, so we still have to link to it. We don't know where these things are going. I just don't know. If they did, if it was available elsewhere, I would remove this whole section and put it in where it was, but I can't find it anywhere else. Because it's basically part of what's called a white paper. So the white papers have to get done that way. They just have to. Sorry, I wish it was clearer. Electronic access. So in this case, the may always be available using URL. This line here, this thing about this, many academic journals provide stable URLs that function the same way. That, like with JSTOR, this is always going to be linked. It gets just really, really complicated. That's what this comes down to. When you see something like that, a BESCO search, that's not stable. This is stable. Now, I'm not even asking for you to put this in because it's just far too complicated for me to basically try to deal with that or not. Let's see, what does this actually link to? So in this case, this is like I said, this does link to a stable thing. For the purposes of what I'm doing, it's just easier to just not worry about it. You're not going to be worrying about a magazine. There's always the possibility you could cite something from a newspaper, but not super likely, but it still is possible. You have to do a review article. Like I said, I really wouldn't, like I said, I really wouldn't super be worried about this stable URL at this time, because most of you guys are citing things in other stuff anyway. Your books. Here it is. Editor, book, no author. Just don't like I said, just I'm trying to make it fairly easy here. But here's how to cite a PowerPoint. As weird as that seems, there's not going to be a lot of times you're going to be doing that. Electronic sources. So this this would be how you would cite a web page. And most of you guys are not really getting that accurate information as it is, because most situations, Lord, I'm gonna get 10,000 messages right now. But so if you're going to cite it, this is how you would cite it. You guys haven't even been citing that aspect correctly. Just, like I said, here's your stuff about how to cite Wikipedia. don't, be mindful about all of that. That's why I'm trying to discourage the use of this, because people are citing Wikipedia all the time. It's, that's not where we're going with that. There are cases where you would cite websites. Just try to cite what I'm asking you to cite, because that's what everybody's being graded on, including me. So again, you're mostly going to be worried about this periodicals and books. Don't think there's anything else I need to worry about right now, but hopefully that will do it. If other questions come up, I'll just redo this whole website, this whole talk. So now I've covered a little bit of Endnote, how to get peer-reviewed journals, and a little bit about APA. If you really want to use APA 6, that's fine too. I couldn't care less, because APA 6, everybody's still using APA 6, with the exception of a few journal articles. Either way. So have a good day. Hopefully this helps. Bye-bye.